Welcome to the Nameless Voices podcast. This is episode 21, and for once, we are not belligerent and numerous. My name is Inashi, I'll be your host for the evening, and I apologize in advance for whatever this show's gonna be. Joining me tonight is several of our usuals. We have our fellow furry YouTuber, Mr.Orichalcos.
Suavemente bésame que quiero sentir tus labios besándome otra vez suavemente.
Okay. We have the normally silent but deadly ruffytraffy.
That might change tonight, who knows?
Looking forward to it. And we have our dedicated Smash player, Yugiyosh.
Dedicated Smash and dedicated at being stupid as well.
I honestly could not resist this opening off with that frickin' terminal montage Ganon's Ravamenti thing. I'm sorry, I couldn't resist.
I forgot that existed.
Don't worry about it, man. Let's go ahead and start off. How's everyone doing today?
Fine.
Great.
Bit of a cold, but might be a cold, but I could be better, but I could be a whole lot worse.
Yeah, you almost didn't make it this time around because of how sick you were feeling.
Yeah, mostly the throat.
What?
Mr. O had a cold, or possibly something worse, where he's not entirely sure, I don't think. But whatever it is, it was
Probably
messing his
just a
throat up
cold.
real bad.
Sounds like a stroke from the way you just stopped talking out of nowhere.
Nah, I just said probably just my throat. Maybe it was just audio issues that, made that happen. Who knows?
Well, we're gonna have Go ahead.
No, I wasn't gonna say. I was just saying. Well, that's good at least.
Yeah. Well, we're gonna have a small group tonight, unless we get some stragglers coming in later. I'm not entirely sure why it's so light in here to this month, but I'm not complaining, honestly.
Play.
Yes, sir.
Now, before we get started, we should, of course, do the appropriate thing and thank the people who pay for us to be able to come on here and shitpost about card games. That's Captain Ninetales, X-Zero, and YuGiOsh, my patrons. Thank you so much.
Anytime, boyo.
So, the first thing we should probably go over is all the Yu-Gi-Oh stuff.
Oh boy, we got a lot to go over.
Oh yeah, and the big one, of course, that everyone's been ranting and raving about is the ban list.
Shouldn't have made Anaconda generic. What can I say?
I got PTSD seeing Yatagarasu being brought back.
Oh yeah.
Me in Change of Heart being back.
Oh, same.
God, I feel like I'm back at the start of the game, honestly. It's a blast from the past. Imagine how Yatagarasu felt seeing Chaos Emperor Dragon back off the ban list the first time.
Man. It's not actually the beginning of the game until Pod of Greed comes back.
Oh,
Yeah,
God.
let's
Which
just
basically will be never.
Well, when Pot
Like I
of
said
Greed comes
before,
back,
let's just
God
have one format.
come back.
Yeah, let's just have one format where we have all the crazy stuff out and just go wild with it, and then next format everything goes back to normal. Let's just do that.
Yeah, I think we could call that April Fool's format.
Yes, please.
Yes.
Show
Heavy
title.
Storm unbanned. Come on, Konami, do it.
Oh, God. Heavy Storm unbanned. Could you imagine?
So much advantage.
Right.
That would make me salivate as a cubic player.
It would kill Eldlich.
Oh,
Let them
yeah,
bury
it
in the
would,
mud.
wouldn't it? Or it'd make them have to run their or it would make them have to run their counter trap.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, hey,
Yeah,
Reborn, you made it!
Reborn.
Sorry, guys.
Phoenix Man.
I had to clean myself up after I came from babysitting.
That's perfectly fine, man.
I get ya.
Well, you didn't really miss much. We just got started, so we were just talking about the ban list.
Oh, if there's one thing that I want on the ban list, it's one thing I want off is Red Reboot.
Right. Well, we were talking about the ban list that we actually got.
Mm-hmm.
Talking about our
Ban list
yet
was
not
really
happy
great,
about
no
it.
lying.
Now it's a party.
If
It's a
that
step in
makes
the right,
sense.
Yeah.
right direction. Actually.
If
Yeah,
that
exactly.
makes sense. I'm happy yet not happy about it
I get ya.
because you didn't even bother hurting Brandon.
Well, it's too new. They can't really do anything to it just yet. It's gotta be a problem. And as it happens, I'm gonna be bringing up something about that later on. But first off, 3 cards banned. Auroradon, which ends that stupid synchro combo. Meow Meow Moo, which means that they are no longer as much of a threat and are basically relying on Adamancipator to do anything. And Vert Anaconda, which is something we've been begging for a very long time.
This ban was overdoing.
It really
This
was.
Like I said, shouldn't have made Anaconda generic.
Yeah.
Yeah, Anaconda should have said 2 Predaplant.
Now we need get rid of Skite and Fusion Destiny.
No.
I don't agree with the
You
idea
can-
of getting rid of Fusion Destiny. We need to find a way to make it so that not every deck can use it.
Mm-hmm.
On the topic of Predaplants, we need an archetype like it, but instead it's nothing but the carnivorous plants like Venus flytrap and like pitcher plants and all that.
I would
that's-
say give Predaplants another scale, a scale that says take me out of the extra deck to add a poly.
That might be
You-
doable. It's a searcher for the scales. I mean, it's not like they
Interesting.
need their stuff to stay in the scales, and they've already got one that fuses out of the scales already, I think.
Yes.
Yeah, that's the new scale 0 frog one.
Also, they need a few more ways of just dumping predator counters on the.
On the
Also,
field.
making starving venoms effect matter.
I believe you're confusing Smash with Yu-Gi-Oh.
Like, you know what I would want a field spell for predator plants to say?
What?
Any card that now has a predator counter is treated as level 5, but cannot be used as any extra deck.
I know
If
I'm
it
just like repeating the same joke, but just have a banish after it gets removed from the field.
If it wasn't for the fact that most Predator counters already make monsters level 1, I wouldn't have an issue with that, but then it's just getting contradictory.
Exactly.
No, the reason why I say level 5 just so starving venom can target the monsters with the predator counter for his effect.
Oh, I see what you're after. Okay, if it's
yes.
specifically for the sake of... Okay, how about this? How about an effect where once per turn, the field spell turns all monsters with a predator counter into level 5 monsters if they have a level to start with?
Yeah.
Interesting.
Also, make Predaplants not die to anything Xyz or Link based, because remember you can't make an Xyz monster level 1.
Of course, yeah. It's true.
Oh, here's an idea. Here's another idea. How about anything that doesn't already have a level is treated as a level 5 monster for the sake of a fusion summon?
This could work.
That way, Xyz monsters and Link monsters are vulnerable in a different way.
Interesting. Yeah, I get you.
Also, Super Poly needs to matter more.
It does, honestly. I keep going back and forth on using it in some of my decks because there's plenty of generic things you can play out of it. Like with the
Absolutely.
G-Golem stuff coming soon, that means that Super Poly is going to have a lot more playability because a lot of people are probably going to be playing more fusions and links.
Earth
The
Golem
tier-
and Ignisto can
The
return, yeah.
Terra archetype will be brutal with all the
Also,
fusion stuff we have.
I was also thinking of a Link 3 for Odd Eyes, because DDD is a ritual monster short of having every extra deck type. Odd Eyes is a Link short of having every extra deck type. And
Yeah, but to be
Vullet
honest, the DD Link monster is weak. Also it locks you into DDD monster, which is bad.
True, but at the same time, they at least have some playable pieces that they can work off of. Some decks, when they're locked into
That's
their own archetype, they can't do shit.
this is true.
So DDD can get by on that. And anyways,
Nope.
isn't there a true Draco looking Link monster that's summoned by using monsters from the extra deck or something?
Zephyr Metaltron.
That's the one.
Also, one thing that I would love to see is an Adignister scales. One that looks
Okay.
like I and one that looks like Playmate.
Oh, I see what you're going for.
Yes,
Oh,
right.
that's
Adignister
genius.
needs Pendulum monster. It has everything except Pendulum.
Yeah. And one of the scales just says, "Island can't be destroyed by card effects."
Ooh, that's actually pretty solid.
Oh.
And the other is basically Constellar Belt for adding.
Alternatively,
That's terrifying.
you could use the scales as link material.
That's
That
terrifying.
That would be
be
too
too much.
busted.
That
Use
would
the
be too
scales as
much.
link material for an Atignister.
Oh. Well, Well, you wouldn't
That
have to
sounds very
summon them.
busted.
Well, you wouldn't have to
But you
summon
could
them as a result, but...
But you have to use them both. You can't just use one scale as material and that's it.
You know, I don't exactly have an issue with that, but I feel like mechanically that's just going to open a floodgate of new problems that we haven't seen in this game yet.
Yeah.
Yes.
I mean, while the code talkers, the codes, the main deckers, aren't causing any problems, the fact that they can facilitate instantaneous link material out of the hand is already terrifying enough. Imagine them being able to do that out of the scales, to where you don't even need them in the hand.
Yeah. That would be legit terrifying.
But something to consider if they can find a way to balance it.
True.
That would be interesting.
Like how about if you do this, you take 2,300 damage?
That's not a bad idea.
Like how I first
But
met
LP
you.
doesn't matter really anymore today.
Are we still talking about Predaplants?
No, we moved to
no.
Ignisters. It's a link-based archetype that does all these extra summoning methods, but their whole point is to land on one gigantic boss monster that's immune to everything.
Why does
Yeah,
it sound
and
familiar?
And target nukes something.
Yeah, that too. Well, let's go ahead and move down the list on the ban list to the limited section, which we already stated there's some insanity going on here. They put Jet Synchron back to 1, Red Rose Dragon down to 1, Yatagarasu up to 1, Crystron Halkafibrax down to 1, Performapal Monkey Board up to 1, Shooting Riser Dragon down to 1, Change of Heart up to 1, and Time Seal up to 1.
You know what's the funny thing? I was actually at my locals. Someone actually hit me with
what?
Yada.
With what?
You got Yada locked.
Yeah.
Rip you. Also, Hulk to 1 literally does nothing.
Yeah.
Well, honestly, Hulk isn't that big of an issue as long as Auroradon is gone. At this point, all it can do is be a cheesy extender.
But keep it finally more playable again with
Yes,
Monkey Board.
we don't have to see Hulk on the board and fear that we're about to get Auroradon looped. It feels so freeing.
That too.
Not to mention they overprinted the thing to death. Now everybody has one.
Very true.
I don't have one. Well, I play Rocket. I don't have the room for.
Right, you don't have the room, but you could probably get a copy pretty easily. You trade someone a pack of gum, they'll probably give you 5 of them. There's just that many floating around.
Yeah, same as how they'll give you a freaking $1 for a pot of greed, despite the fact that no one plays it.
That's just because everybody had it. Everyone ran it at 3 in every deck that existed back then.
Until the first Banlist came back, and they're like, no, we realized we fucked up.
Don't remind me.
Just look at Master Duel right now. The same will happen there, that Auroradon will ban there.
So, speaking of Pog, I know this might not, this probably won't be enough to get unbanned or anything. Why don't they give it a Rada where you can only use it 1 turn? It still gives you 2 cards. It gives you 2 cards, but you have to discard 1 card after.
The issue with that is that discarding can enable a lot of other decks to gain bonuses. Decks that have effects that activate when they're discarded, or in the graveyard, or when they hit the graveyard.
No, not graveyard.
Ooh.
When I say discard, I mean banish.
Oh, well, there's a few instances where that will
Ah.
still get, where that will still work in their favor. Shiranui, Grand
Cold Soul.
Maju decks that use Necrophase. You'd have to banish the card face down.
Yeah.
True. So then then why don't they just do that?
You know, that's
You know,
actually
make
not a
it so
bad
it's
idea.
playable.
That's not a bad idea.
Because it's such a staple. Just make it, give it an errata, make it like that. You know, banish it face down. Make it so one card gets discarded, or if you want, you can keep both cards at the cost of like half your life points. And I know life points aren't that much, but still. And only once per turn or once per duel.
Yeah.
Okay, but that's
would
not a
have
bad
to be-
idea.
It would have
Just
to
because,
be
like,
a
I like seeing that card.
hard-
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I'm sorry. It would have to be a hard as vibranium and tungsten once per turn.
That's what I'm saying. Either once per turn or once per duel. Like that one card where you can't play spells anymore, and like you can't play any spells for the rest of the duel.
You're gonna
But
need
it,
to
like,
name it. We got like
Sucker's
3
Light.
of those now.
Oh, right. I don't remember the name. It's like it's something Mirror World or
Sucker's
something
Light?
like that.
Tekka's light.
I think I'm not sure. I don't care for those cards, but basically like where you can't use your spell or trap card zone anymore. But if I remember correctly, it makes it so you can't like get rid of back or anything like that, which I think is stupid considering you can't use it to begin with, but still.
Okay, hold on.
Wait a minute, hold on.
Yeah, just to be clear here, are you talking about something that says that you cannot activate any, or you can't even put any in your spell trap zones?
You can't use any. You can't use your spell trap zone at all for the rest of the duel.
So that sounds like
5 Rainbow Magician. 5 Rainbow Magician?
I
believe so.
think that it's a pendulum monster. Either that or Denko
Yeah.
Seka.
No, it's Genko. My bad.
Denko Seka?
Yeah.
Well, you can still
I
use
remember
your
it had,
spell
like, a
trap
super
zones. You just
weakening.
can't set anything,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
which is still a horrible thing to have to do if you're playing trap tricks.
Yeah. Or if you're playing like
Absolutely.
6 Sam, or God forbid you play that in Tunes, you were gonna look so stupid.
Yeah, because then they don't have access to their counter trap anymore.
Counter trap or what is it called? Table of contents, if I remember correctly.
Oh no, you can still activate your spell cards. You just can't set anything in those back rows. So your traps and your quick play spells are basically dead.
Right. I think Dragon Maids actually lose a lot by using that card too.
They have one trap card that they like to use to get out of things like Dark Ruler No More and other stuff that says that you can't respond to it with monster effects. So yeah.
It's true.
Yeah, well, thankfully I don't use that card, and Dragon Maids are hard to get a hold of anyway, so it's not like I'm gonna be able to use it anyway anytime soon.
Right. Well,
There's also another thing that I would love to see. You already know that I would want Red Reboot back to
some number higher than what it is now.
Yes.
Yes, it must be
I
because
get ya.
Etlich is just cancer at this point.
It really is. But what were you saying?
Yeah. But one thing that I would also really love to see back, give me. I need
Give
to
you what?
look.
You can't remember the name?
Yeah, I can't. Grab it.
Do you remember what it does?
I think he's looking.
Yeah, I'm looking it up right now.
Okay, tell you what then.
Okay,
We'll give you a minute to look that up, and we'll continue down the ban list, because now we got to get to the ones that are at 2, which normally doesn't mean anything, but for once it does. The semi-limit list is Dynamite Knight, a True Draco fighter, up to 2. Cyber Angel Ben 10, up to 2. Fire Formation Tenki, up to 2. Pot of Desires, up to 2. Trickstar Light Stage, up to 2. And Wall of Revealing Light, up to 2. Oh! It's Tim Brick!
What's
Hello,
good?
Hey!
What's good?
I have come back from my
Brick.
quietness.
It's our favorite Tim Brick.
Yeah, that one with bad hands.
That's that's why there's the dim, but don't worry. Welcome to the club. I am also dim.
Don't worry. As long as you believe in our Lord and Savior, Big Papa Endymion.
Okay.
I do not. I believe in the All-Father known as 40-card Sparks deck.
You will not let that die.
I will not let that die.
Well, the only thing on that list
Y'all are
that,
crazy.
as far as the semi-limit, we were just talking about the ban list, actually, Tim.
Really?
Yeah. We were just getting to the semi-limits, and I was mentioning I hate the idea of True Draco getting any more power. Benton is too abusable. Oh, hey, Sarisa!
Hi.
It's
Was
like
good.
we're summoning people with cards ourselves.
Yeah, I know, right?
I'm not here. I'm just
Benton up
taking
to
the
2
command.
is just stupid. Now Triton becomes too strong again.
And as a Drytron player, I'm like, wait, what? Why is this card back at 2? Isn't it like too broken at 3?
It was
And
purely
then-
because of
Broken at
Eva.
3? Even at
Even at
yeah,
1 it was too broken.
I was surprised when Ben 10 came back to 2. That card's too abusable.
Right?
absolutely.
I am happy to see Tenki back, though. That makes me happy.
Me too.
That's an alright comeback.
Yeah, Claude 3B finally playable.
They forgot to put Panquatops at 2 though, which doesn't make me happy.
Oh, they'll probably put him back at 2 when they get more dinosaur support.
Engage, because the card I was thinking about was engage.
Engage
say
back to 0.
Give
Yeah.
Sky Strikers a bone, but
I mean,
if I give them a bone, I'm taking away the adventure package from.
Okay, if you give them a bone, they'll take a steak. Just to forewarn
The
you.
thing is,
Yeah,
even when you ash the Kagari, they still get access to engage in the same term because they have so many Sarsha in the extra
Yeah,
pack.
keep
Exactly.
engage at 1 and take away
Guard.
mine. Take away mine next to this, please.
Yes,
Yes.
I want mine
oh,
banned.
Ban that shit.
ban
Ban it.
mine.
Ban
Ban mine.
it.
At the very least,
Ban it.
limit it. Make it so the only way you can play it is off a freaking set rotation.
That's
Or Metaverse.
The problem is limit it
true,
for
yeah.
do nothing signs Devastation Land is on 3. That's the problem.
I know, I'm just...
So
I hate banning cards, but even I have to admit, mine has to go. I do see it as kind of a necessary evil for certain decks that have virtually no playability, but there's just no justifying its existence anymore.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I'm
Especially
on the
after
fence on that.
Especially after this YCS gone.
Yeah, we're gonna get to that.
Yeah, in my opinion,
does?
I think they need to bring Change of Heart back down to 1.
It
already
is at
did.
1.
That one.
Oh wait, excuse me, I'm thinking of another card. I mean, it needs to get banned again.
Change of heart?
Okay,
Really?
but why though?
Why?
Yeah, I get it. It's not as strong as it was at the beginning. But the problem is, like, I feel like it's just a bit too much considering how many decks work on their boss monster. You could just change a heart them, and then that's it.
Well, let me
Granted,
play.
there's cards to counter that, but I mean, like, in the sense of, say you have Ash Blossom or something to get rid of whatever they have countered, and then that's it, because Ash Blossom is every deck now.
Well, let me play devil's advocate here. I get where you're coming from, and it is true that Change of Heart is the most free stealing card that we have, barring Snatch Steal, which is still currently banned. Thank you.
Yep.
But we have about 5
There was also
or
Brain
6.
Control, I think.
But we also have 5 or 6 different cards in the game that can steal monsters for as little as a turn, and no one uses them except for one, and that's a trap called Manhunt, because it permanently steals the monster.
Yeah, I believe
uses
it's
these cards.
Yeah, I believe it's similar to like Monster Reborn, where it just makes it your monster.
Well,
Yes.
Change of Heart just it takes control of it temporarily, and you get to use all of its effects and attack with it and everything, but it's still only yours.
No, I meant Manhunt.
Oh yeah, Manhunt, it makes it permanently yours, so long as the trap card is bound to it.
Alright, so basically it's like a quest spell. That's fair.
Yeah.
But still, I think with Change of Heart, it's at 1, so I don't think it will cause too much problems, but I do think it's gonna be something that's like a casual killer, you know?
It might be,
At
it
least.
might not. If they eventually bump it up to 2 or more, which I doubt, but if they do, then you might actually have a
Trust
valid
me,
point.
Konami will do, because not a single competitive deck playing Change of Heart right now. And
That's
Konami
true.
wants that.
Actually, there's one card that I would want to won.
Which is?
The fusion for 2 fusions for Albad.
Oh, you want them? Well, which one?
Mirror Jade and Alba Lenatus.
You know, I
I
could
think
see
it's
that
too
happening. I could see that happening down the road, but right now I
Too
don't see
early.
it as
Even
being a
I,
huge
as
issue.
a Despia player, have to admit this branded fusion is just too strong.
It
I
is.
have a
I honestly
dumb
think
thought.
Alba would come to 1
It's too
next
free.
list or in a future list.
Maybe.
So we all know that, of course, that Verte's now banned, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
I don't see them doing this for any reason whatsoever, but how crazy would it be if they decided, oh, yeah, no, we're just going to limit to 1 now?
You know, it
On the
wouldn't be the
next
first
release.
time.
It is not the first time.
Crazy.
Hey, they have
What the
tons of
fuck?
quarterbacks
Why?
limited.
Like they did with Skullcrobat.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh,
That
that's
was
right.
a great ban list hit, Konami. Thanks for getting rid of Skulker, Vat Joker, and Weakening Pendulums. Wait, what are you doing?
Exactly.
And so let's go ahead and get to the unlimits. Very straightforward. Night Assailant's back to 3 with its errata finally confirmed. Trishula, which was a mistake. Salamand Great
Counting
Mirage
Bowser.
Stalio, cool. A Hero Lives. They are back at full
Fine.
power except for 1 card, which is the one that's
Fusion
perpetually
Destiny.
a 2.
And that was a mistake, because now heroes can be too strong. Don't forget, they still have Fusion Destiny and DPE.
Yeah, they actually are an archetype that can play that card and not care.
Yeah, exactly.
Salamand
then-
Great Circle, which is annoying, but as long as Gazelle's still at 1, I think it's fine. And Scapegoat.
Game good, yeah, no longer
Yeah, I was still
is.
confused by that.
The whole reason they limited it in the first place was to make it not so easy for Link decks to, do well. But now that, Master Rule 5 or whatever it was labeled as is basically
Revisions.
out of order, it's not really a big deal anymore.
Yeah, I think that's
Yeah, that's fair.
Scapegoat Unlimited
That's
is justifiable.
I will say, though, if they give us back that Blackwing that generates a ton of counters, we have a problem. Tokens.
Steam the Cloak.
Yes, if they ever give us back Steam the Cloak, we have a problem.
everyday
Yeah,
tokening.
Steam can't ever come back.
No.
I think we
Yeah.
might get back something Blackwing related, but it's not going to be Steam.
Oh god, I just had a realization. They're probably going to bring it back when the new Blackwing support drops.
Yes.
Oh, no.
They will have
They really
to,
don't
they
want
will have to
Blackwings to
kill
win.
Hauk. They'll have to kill Hauk at that point.
They
They
have.
have.
Blackwings. my debut finds a Blackwings player,
God,
then boom,
actually.
bam, bam, my 1 counter.
And then errata Gofu. So that
Yeah.
the tokens can't be used as material.
That's not a bad idea. That would solve the problem.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Well, now that we got the ban list pretty well covered, let's talk about this last YCS that occurred back in Hartford, Connecticut.
I'm gonna look that up.
Did you?
Where the cancer of the cancer decks won?
Well, I've got the top 4. First place was Sky Striker.
No shocker.
Because of mine.
Second place was Despia Branded.
Expected.
Third place was Drytron.
Benton.
And fourth place was Sword Soul Tenyi.
Strong. Still a strong deck.
All strong decks. No shocker.
Yeah,
I
no
swear
surprise.
to God, without Mystic Mine, Despia would have won the tournament, for sure.
More than likely, yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah, actually.
And we don't have another
Absolutely.
YCS that was publicly announced until September, but if any new ones pop up, let me know and I'll add it to the list.
We had the
I'll
German
try, but no
we have the
promises.
German nationalists this month. Maybe we will see what happened there, but it's most likely that most people play rogue decks there because everyone can participate.
I mean, to be fair, playing Rogue is a lot more fun than playing meta.
Yep,
That's-
can
I can
vouch.
agree with that one, yeah.
Yes.
Actually, I actually had a brawl with. Yeah, I had a brawl with Despia Branded.
Mhm.
I got them to 5 cards with RDA.
Oh.
Like they had
Oh.
5 cards
You-
left in their deck.
Oh.
You...
At
You
the end of the
legend.
thing, he won, but he was like, "Holy shit, you are good."
You should have saved that
You
replay,
lost
man.
the game. You lost the game, but you won the war.
You really did. I know that feel. Did you ever face the what's it called? The Dinomorphia player that actually got themselves to 4 life points?
Wait,
This is
you
a
can do
thing?
anything that's like not 50 or 25?
This is a thing.
Yes, where Dinomorphia pay half their life points for every single card effect, they can actually get themselves down to as low as 4 life points. I've seen it.
I've
God
seen it
damn.
to
I-
They can
1.
even get themselves
Wait,
down
How?
They half their life
constantly.
points. They've literally.
Rex term. Rex term.
I
Uh,
literally watched them get it down to 1 before. There's a one person in my academy that plays them religiously.
God
Every
damn.
okay,
fusion monster,
so
every
confused.
trap card, all of them cut themselves down in half. Imagine an archetype of about 10 total cards, all of which have pay half your life point effects. Add to it that they also play Solemn Judgment because they can.
Yep.
I'm just so confused
And
because if it goes down to 4 or 1, that means
And
that
they
it would then
also-
start off at a
And they
multiple of
also
5 or
have a
0.
fusion.
It doesn't matter with them because I think Ruffy was just trying to say that their fusion can just basically negate everything for the most part.
They
Yeah.
have a
Yes,
fusion that
the
makes their
fusion
payments
can
free.
negate any cost. You can activate the
Mhm.
fuck what you want, even with 1 ELP.
You know, I love archetypes that have steep costs, getting cards that are requiring effort to play and being able to get around that and flourish. It happened with Fire King for the Fire Fist for the brief period that it existed. It happened with a couple of other decks like Counter Fairies. I mean, they eventually went into the abyss, because time, but it was still fun to see. And now Dinomorphia has it, and I'm regretting every decision I've ever made.
This is true.
Yes.
Although
Yes.
my
I'm
friend
a
Kyle
Dinomorphia player myself.
will probably tell you counter fairies will cause a revolution. He will make counter fairies meta.
Well, one can only hope, I guess. So, there's something kind of important to discuss. They've been announcing a lot of product delays.
Oh boy, yep.
Uh-oh.
So
Stinky.
let's dear God.
I couldn't help it, I'm sorry.
It's fine.
Oh dear.
Okay, well,
I've
let's just
got
go
a
ahead.
list. I've got a list of. Would you rather?
I've got it right here, and I've got every product that we have coming, including the ones that haven't been delayed, thankfully, which we can take pride in that much. Dimension Force, of course, is out. Has everybody gotten what they want out of that?
I haven't even
Pretty
touched
much,
it.
yep.
I
Actually,
still
yeah,
need
not
the
yet.
odd eye stuff.
As a Dragon Maid's player, I can't say. Because, nothing really happened there.
Nah, there's nothing in there for
Forbidden
Dragon Maids.
Droplets reprint. That's
Oh,
the
yeah.
only reason to buy
I'm
products
still-
right now.
That's true.
I'm still hoping to get Therian stuff for Solavalon, mainly
Oh, yeah.
3 Lily Borea and 1 Discolosseum.
I got
That's
my
my golden.
heroic. I got my heroic challengers. I'm happy.
Cool.
I actually wait for Tira archetype and splites because both archetypes will be damn broken. They will flip up the entire format.
Yeah, they will, and we'll get to that too. But the first product delay, Legendary Duels from the Deep got delayed, but it wasn't a major one. It got pushed from June 10th to June 17th. It's only been delayed by 1 week.
That's not bad.
Not terrible.
I'm okay with this. This gives me time to rebuild Shark.
I've still got my build up and running and waiting. But there is one other detail. Apparently, Konami is so afraid that this pack set is not going to sell well, they threw in a Droplets reprint as a chase card.
Yes. I find that's so funny.
Hyper short printed. Calling it now.
Ew, that's
It
nasty.
isn't hyper short printed. I saw a YouTuber pulling 2 out of the same display.
Really?
Yes.
That's not a bad pull rate, actually.
Nice.
So that
Okay.
might not be so bad. But OTS Pack 19...
That will still flop, though.
Yeah.
Sorry.
It's fine. OTS Pack 19 is still dropping on June 10th. That hasn't been delayed, but the only thing we know about it still, as far as I'm aware, is that it comes with Ulti Fallen of Albaz. Other than that, we still know nothing about it. Now,
Those
here's
waffles.
a big delay. Tactical Masters got pushed back from July 1st to August 26th.
Why?
Wow.
I don't know. Maybe it's because there was a sparse area in there that needed more product to come out. So if you were expecting to play the new Pendulum deck Valiance, the new Fuck You Mill deck Mr.Orichalcos, or the Waifu deck Labyrinth, good luck.
Oh,
Oh.
my friend
Sounds like
Joey's
they just don't like
probably
those players.
my friend
Waifu
Joey
deck,
is
let's
probably
go.
about this.
What were you saying, Reborn?
My friend Joey, who wants to play Empty Jar Mr.
Oh, God.
Oh
Oh,
no.
Imagine
what a
that.
jerk.
Dick
Total jerk.
biscuit. Now, I should mention, if Mr.Orichalcos gets another fusion that happens to be a light fairy level 4, I might be splicing Mr.Orichalcos into my spirit deck to give them a little bit of resilience, but probably just for the extra fusion summons so I can get some level 4 and rank 4 boards. Other than that, I don't even want to touch Mr.Orichalcos. That deck is annoying.
It's confusing for me to use.
It is.
So we get Hera, we get Splites, and we get Mr.Orichalcos. That means an entire new format when you think like that.
That is true. They will be
Oh,
coming
that
out
is
around
true,
the same
yeah.
time. Basically a whole new game at that point. Again.
Hmm.
I mean, that
Also, Hera archetype means maybe Winterband finally. We have
Maybe.
finally a reason to
Maybe.
ban that shit.
Next on the list is Legendary Duelist Season 3, which does still appear to be coming out on July 22nd. But we still don't have a list of what it comes with, as far as I'm aware.
Isn't that just gonna come with
Although we
everything
have got
from
leaks.
We do?
the Yugi
Yeah.
one?
Yeah, there are a few leaks which also included Secret Rare The Dark Magicians,
That makes sense.
and I think a reprint of Archfiend Empress.
Oh, that'd be kind of cool. I know the Archfiend guy will be a fan of that. I've run into him on
Yes,
YuGiOh
he
Pro a few
is.
times.
He is a fan of that.
The only thing that they'll tell us about that pack is that it's a go-to set for fans of Dark Magician, Hero, Synchrons, and more. That's all we know.
So basically everything from LED 5 and 6.
Essentially. Probably.
There's a card list of the whole pack.
Oh, you got one?
I found it.
Okay, drop it into the Discord chat so we can take a look at it.
I don't know, because I'm gonna tell you this. I found this on Yugipedia. That's where I found it. I'm telling you this right now.
Okay, so
Yugipedia.
time to take it with a grain of salt.
Okay, fair enough.
Grain of salt, okay? Grain of salt.
Gotcha. Let's
I
have
have
a
no
look.
grains of salt to give. I mean, wait. Oh, that's the wrong phrasing. My bad.
That's cool.
Tragic.
Well, while you're digging that up, next up on the list is Power of the Elements, which is still dropping on August 5th.
That's still
Alright.
far away.
It is, but it hasn't been delayed yet, so that's something.
I have
Wait.
mixed feelings.
I wouldn't jinx it yet.
Hmm.
I'm definitely getting Dimension Force for Heroic and Odd Eyes.
Okay.
Dude, the new support for Pharaoh is just fun to play with. It's fun.
Okay, I see what this is. So this is basically going to be a reprint pack for everything used by Bakura, being the Destiny board stuff, as well as Crow Hogan's Blackwing Dragon stuff, Evil Heroes, Photons.
Yep.
It's the anti-hero characters.
Mm-hmm.
Abyss
And then
Actors,
also...
Predaplants, and of course the Dark Magician stuff. Yeah, okay, this looks pretty standard.
Would you really call Yuri an anti-hero?
No, I call him an asshole, but I don't
No.
want to be that impolite toward a child.
Well said.
True.
Oh,
Actually,
Necroface reprint.
I
That'd be
like
cool.
Yuri the most from all the Yu-Gi-Oh villains we ever got. Okay, except AE. He's tied first place with Yuri on my favorite list.
Well, as far as Powers of the Elements on August 5th, I'm very excited about this pack, because that's the one we get the new Elemental Hero support, the Vernalizer Fairy stuff, the Splight archetype that everyone's going nuts over.
And everyone's going to hate as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've seen Splites online. When you can bring out Dark Mist and 3 totally awesome in one turn, we have a problem.
Yup.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Yeah.
You mean you have a problem?
And then don't forget
I
that we
am
also
a
have
problem.
Well, yeah, but no one's going to argue that. And then there's the Tier Element archetype, which drops in the same pack, which I'm kind of maybe fiddling with, but
it will be def tier 1.
I mean, the
like
first
it
thing I
became
thought
in
of...
OCG. Because
I mean, the
they
first thing...
can make cards like Winder, Construct. I mean the level 1 Construct, you know which I mean, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. This
Then
archetype
they
will
can
get...
make triple Draco Stepelia in one turn. That's crazy.
Oof.
Yeah.
And so much
this
more
deck...
negates.
Yeah, this deck will get Winder banned.
Hopefully...
Not only Winder. More fusions than Winder banned.
Yeah, but Windows a good place to start at least.
Yes.
Absolutely. And honestly, the first thing I thought of with this deck wasn't Shadows, but rather Lightsworn.
Oh, that's not a bad thing to keep in mind. They would trigger off of Lightsworn mills.
That's the OG thinking.
Now here's another delay. Structure deck Legend of the Crystal Beasts got pushed from August 19th to September 30th.
What?
My friend who loves Crystal Beasts is crying over that.
I didn't know that. Now I'm crying over that.
We just got the announcement for that a couple of days ago.
And it's...
Actually, this one I got announced about a couple hours ago. It was a rumor, and now it's been confirmed.
You know, that probably is getting pushed back because we still don't know what all the cards are going to be in it yet.
You know, maybe, but at the same time, it could also be the card stock shortage that's affecting basically every card game in existence right now.
Oh, there's still stock shortage?
Yeah, still. It's affecting even other games that I play, and I'll get to that later.
I didn't know that was going on.
Yeah,
Pokemon cards are getting hella expensive now.
Yeah, it's part of the reason that card packs have gone up in price. If you take a look at their MSRP prices, at the start of the year, the first pack that they had was up to $420 a pack for MSRP, and I started looking, and once later on this year, might be going as high as $450.
Damn.
Oh boy.
Pokemon packs are like $3. Now they're like $5.
Yep.
The moment you said $420 a pack, I thought, oh boy, everyone curb your frickin' 420 memes.
Yeah.
Don't tell me, I got a morning shift tomorrow. I got elbows in my freezer. One thing goes wrong, and it will not end well tomorrow.
Smoke Yu-Gi-Oh packs every day.
Oh my god.
That's a bunch for that, the Nashi.
On the bright side, the day after I got closing, so I'm definitely doing it tomorrow.
When you're high on Pokemon cards, you're playing Tokemon.
Oh, definitely. Word. Why, you think my deck is grass type?
Grass type Tokemon. God. Grass type Tokemon. That's a show title.
Smoking on Naturia. Smoking on Naturia ragweed.
Talking about that Pokemon Green.
Okay, another delay. Speed Duel GX Midterm Paradox Mini Box was pushed from September 2nd to October 7th.
Whoop-de-doo?
There actually are a few people who play this, namely Chaos, who isn't even here.
I'm not really...
Oh, yeah. We'll have to talk about that in a minute.
We're going to talk about it, okay? That's going to be a conversation right there.
That's a whole conversation right there. Let's get through the product list, and then we'll just dive into that insanity.
Oh, absolutely.
I'm already insane.
Children card game on Pokemon. Let's go.
Yeah. The good news is the 2292 tin has not been delayed yet. It is still coming out on September 16th.
Nice.
So that's good at least.
Alrighty.
But another thing that did get delayed is Battles of Legend Crystal Revenge. It got pushed from September 30th to November 18th.
Another thing that my Crystal Beast friend is crying over.
Yeah.
That has all the advanced Crystal Beast cards.
Oh, I'm not 100% thrilled about the advanced Crystal Beast cards, honestly.
Hey,
they're...
I'm a little weird.
They could potentially... Sorry.
It's alright. Well, the fact is, after taking a look at the stuff, the only thing I could think of was essentially 9 copies of Sapphire Pegasus in a deck.
Yeah,
yeah,
kind of. Actually, you can already do more than that already as it is.
Right, if you try hard enough, obviously.
Also, I mean, if one puts their brain and heart into it, you could potentially break Crystal Beasts even more with this new support.
The only
'Cause
trade-off being
remember,
Oh, yeah.
no hard ones per turns.
that is true.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
me
yeah,
and,
they don't.
Nazumi was already. Me and Zumi was already calculating that yesterday, and then someone else goes, "Well, won't you be able to get the fusion zone?" I'm like, yeah, kind of, but not exactly.
After that, Darkwing Blast has finally been confirmed to be dropping on October 21st, and the only thing we know solidly about it is all the new Blackwing support that they leaked.
Also, they're trying to give Crow's special thing being Phantom Synchro.
Yeah, they're trying to
Oh, yeah.
let him synchro from basically anywhere, but with the trade-off being that it has to be for a Blackwing Dragon synchro.
Ah, shame.
Oh, interesting.
And they're giving more continuous traps that they can try to search out and whatnot.
So eventually, Blackwings will just be able to run a bunch of one-ofs because they can basically search their whole deck.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
That's scary. That sounds scary, but I don't know practically.
Now,
Yeah, I still probably
Not
would
sure if
advise
that-
against it personally.
I faced it a couple
It
of
won't be
times. The only
meta
thing
again.
it really did of note was make it easier to summon the 10-star that's immune to everything.
Black
Full armor.
Yeah.
Master.
The only thing I seem to notice is that now it's a lot easier to get that out.
It's already easy to get that out.
Yeah, but imagine a deck that
Yeah.
can crank out 3 of them as easily as they could put out 1 before.
Okay, yeah, I
And
get
then,
it.
I'll
the
become
Blackwing
aggro.
player gets spear moded. And then the Blackwing player gets hit with spear.
See, the funny thing is, even with that out, you can't stop a 20,000 attack radius.
True.
True.
You
Talk
probably
about
don't-
aggro.
Probably don't hear it, but I'm face palming.
No, we couldn't hear that. But yeah, I'm still the holder of the high score in the Gradius BES Discord server for that. We've got a running in there now where whoever manages to get one of the Gradius ships to the highest attack has a high score. And so far, I'm still holding the record at 22,700.
I'm tempted to try to join
Amazing.
in on that. Teach me how to play it, and I'll try.
I
wanna
will
try.
talk to you about that after the cast, and we can get you started.
Uh,
All right, but
Amazing.
getting back to what we were talking about, 2022 holiday box still appears to be dropping on November 4th, but again, the only thing we know about it is that it's coming with Sky Striker, Mayakashi, and Witchcrafter sleeves.
Oh, great. More Sky Striker support.
Yeah, it's probably going to have the Sky Striker cards that got leaked before, and I'm actually excited because if that's the case, it'll probably come with that new Mayakashi support, which is something I've been waiting for, because now they get a trap that can be used by Mayakashi and Shiranui, and allows you to reuse your Mizukis.
Don't.
It's still an
I mean, that's
unhealthy
more
card,
sarcastic
though.
with the Sky Striker support. We don't need more.
And as far as other products, we've got a list of stuff that hasn't gotten a TCG date yet, and it probably won't for a little while. There's the Structure Deck R Devil's Gate, which is the new Dark World revamp. Don't know anything about it other than that.
I get that reprint of Snow.
I haven't
yeah.
touched it, so I don't know.
After the new text.
There's the Duelist Pack Duelists of Pyroxene, which I'm excited for, or at least I was.
I'm excited for that too.
The Amazonas support looks incredibly solid. It gives them a genuine high level of resistance to just about everything. The Ishizu
I know
Ishtar.
someone's going to be excited about that.
It's a Shizu Ishtar. Yes.
The Ishizu deck is a complete shit stomp. I am terrified anytime I face that deck.
Also, you know what's the worst thing? You could play all of Ishizu's stuff in Vernalize.
Yeah, a few people were trying that. I was in the Vern server not too long ago. Most people seem to be trying to mix it with Vernalizers or Fluffles.
Fluffles don't have any Earth Fairy.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah,
they do. Like most of the monsters are.
That's right, yeah.
Most of the monsters are.
True.
Hang on, guys. What were you saying, Yosh?
I'm just saying, Fluffles are there to die. Look at me in the face and tell me they can fight with blue eyes or something like that.
They
Fusion
can.
Summon.
Can.
No, I mean like the actual Fluffles, not like the deck.
That's
Oh.
record.
On their
Are you
own?
talking
No,
about, like,
no.
the
There's just a
okay,
draw
no.
engine.
Those
But
poor babies.
yeah, but the new Shizu support is
Then-
terrifying.
And then there's also the Morphotronic support.
Electronics.
That
Which
Morphotronic
I
support
say was
looks
a long
amazing.
time coming, but
Yeah.
Leo needs more.
He does.
He needs more, actually. He does.
Hey.
I get, yeah. He needs more love.
Hey
He
guys,
He needs a 6-star at minimum.
guys,
Is he,
I think
he
someone.
needs an,
That isn't Gadget Taller.
Hang on.
I
Sorry. Go ahead. What were you saying?
think someone in my chat needs to be grounded.
Why? What did they say?
Oh no.
They said can confirm Gym Knights are going to be cracked. Gym Knights, Adamancerpator, Rock for the win.
oh no.
Frick. Frick.
No.
Time to ground them.
No,
You know, I'd
no.
say we should probably stone them, but at this point, I'm pretty sure they're on some kind of crack, anyways.
Either that or they get off to rocks, so that's probably why they like gems.
Now I'm just
True,
imagining that
true.
one guy who
And
found a rock that was just completely hollow inside and full of purple shards and called it the Forbidden Fleshlight.
Oh my
Oh,
god,
no,
I forgot that was
shut
a
up.
thing.
Frickin'
Why'd you have
gosh.
to remind me?
No.
Why? You put that? Why do you put that mental image in my mind?
Why?
Because I'm an asshole.
You,
Yes.
you little,
Ah.
you frick muffin. You frick muffin. That's all I have to say.
Well, moving on
Okay.
from that little bit of halation, there's the Pharaonic Legend special pack, which appears to be like some kind of mini pack that only has a few cards in it, something to do with the TV series or a movie or a manga or something. And it's supposed to have
stuff.
support. And it's supposed to have support for Odeon and Gravekeepers, the trap monster stuff.
Oh yeah, that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Amazingly enough, Odeon stuff is pretty legit.
Yes, it is. And
I
the-
watch him add. Sorry.
no,
I
no,
watch
go
him
ahead.
add more Marek stuff.
We do. But
Yeah.
going back a second, because I just remembered this, I didn't write it down because I couldn't remember what pack it was coming out of, but we finally got support for the Duke Devlin array.
Oh yes.
Sounds like a deck of
The
Chad would
Dungeon
use.
Dice Monsters,
Duke Devlin is a
good.
Chad,
which can also be
The
used with
Chad.
Morphotronics.
which is what I was leading
Hilarious.
up to. They have
Oh
Yep.
shit! I never thought about that.
yeah, the field spell searches the normal spell, and the normal spell tributes any monster to summon anything from your deck that requires a dice roll.
Oh damn.
Watch how
Morphotronic
that's going
Turbo.
to just be played in Morphtronics just to get
They're-
the self on.
Yep.
They're
Yeah.
gonna errata Time Wizard.
Infinitely loop the new level
The new
1 Morphotronic.
Oh yeah.
I seen combos of that. It's terrifyingly dumb.
Yeah.
I actually wanted to redo Morphtronics because of the new support.
I'm gonna be honest, I
course.
think that once that stuff drops, it might finally be the push that we need to start limiting machine dupe.
Yeah.
Yes.
Nah.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not saying it'll
Nah.
happen, I'm saying it might finally bring people around to the idea that maybe it does. Cyber Dragon got away with it for a while, but maybe it is time to
Mhm.
think about it.
I mean,
And
it's been used off and on for so long. Like, I'm not sure if it will be considered as
It
a
might.
result.
it might, it
It
might
might.
not. The only way to find out is to just see
We
what
shall-
happens.
Exactly.
I'm okay with that.
What's that one hand trap that like gains life points?
Oh, Ghost Girl and Goddess Boy.
Yeah, that card won't help because like they burn
This-
500 and you gain
Exactly.
100.
Go Sister Spooky Dogwood.
Exactly.
Yeah. That hand trap doesn't work. It's like you only gain 100 due to the attack of that new phone Mortronic having attack of 100. And you get burned
Mhm.
like 500 every turn, so like, oh, that's not good.
Yeah. Exactly.
And
Like
the only
the
other
magical muffin button.
And the only other thing on my list is that they finally announced the name of the next deck build pack that comes after Amazing Defenders. It's sorry, they announced the next deck build pack, and it's called Amazing Defenders. They haven't announced anything else. That's all we know.
I already have a lot of defense.
It's probably going to be an archetype in there that revolves around making Millennium Shield playable.
Nope.
Yeah.
They're gonna make Exord Master of the God playable. The Sphinxes.
Oh,
you know what I would
The
want to
original
see as a deck.
what?
I want to see
What?
Colossal Fighter come back.
Yes.
Uh,
I
Brawler
wish.
Warriors. I could see that.
I want, because I actually still have a copy of Colossal Fighter in my book.
Fascinating.
I think I do
Honestly,
too.
he's still a pretty decent card in particular
Nah,
decks since he can keep
Colossus can
reviving
stay
stuff.
banned.
No, we're talking about
What?
Colossal Fighter, the Synchro.
I think,
Ah,
bro.
I thought about the fusion.
Oh
That's
no,
it.
no, we're not
Can stay
tapping
banned.
Thundra.
That's
Yeah,
taking ban.
no.
Like Master Duel showing why it's banned in the TCG, and that's for right.
Speaking of which, how
Mhm.
is Master Duel on TCG right now?
Master Duel on Diamond rank, it's 99% Sword Soul decks, and under that, it's FTK bots now. After Konami got rid of the AFK bots,
That figures.
and the FTK bots are way worse because they all play the same deck, and they always have the same stating hand.
I just haven't played
So when you don't
Leon's.
haven't
have
played
hand
either.
traps, the FTK goes through always. Because they are playing the Supreme Staff Venom FTK.
Of course they are.
Play
Well,
Psy.
now that we got all the Yu-Gi-Oh topics out of the way, why don't we talk about this little shit post that Ruffy was so kind enough to drop on us?
Ah, yes. Scarlet
What?
and Violet.
So,
Oh.
I've seen Reddit. You can't really surprise me.
so what do I do? Can
I've
I
heard
hope
4chan,
there will be a
you can't
physical
surprise me.
bundle
Twitter
to
went
pre-order.
ham. Twitter went ham with all this. Okay, Twitter's worse.
Because physical
I-
bundles always come with goodies.
You want ham, you want Lechonk.
Yes,
The
the
chunk.
chunk. And we get
Mr.
Professor
Chunky.
Gigashed. We get Gigashed.
Oh boy. Well, hang on a second. There's actually
Indeed.
something else that I found that I can contribute to this.
Answer's 42.
Oh,
Yay. Let's go.
Oh, I see this a lot. That's funny.
so
You know
I
what's the terrifying thing? I could legit see this happening.
I hear his laugh ringing in my ears.
Well,
Hilarious.
there's already a fan game with Mecha Pokemon, and
But
to
be
honest,
wary.
I wanted this to be in an official game, and now we get it. We get the Mesh Legendary, which is cool.
I'm still going to remain cautiously optimistic for these new games because the previous two games weren't that spectacular. Sword and Shield was fine. Story was meh, but
I like the story.
the best stuff was locked behind a paywall. That was the main issue.
The downfall
And-
to all games.
And the Gen 4 remakes, they were very clearly rushed. Like, I still haven't beaten Brilliant Diamond to this day.
I wasn't even allowed to play Diamond. I wasn't my copy.
Well,
I know.
Anyone got anything else game related to talk about?
Actually, I do. Actually,
Floor is yours.
the current Vanguard thing, although has now become, if you can't get to 6 attacks, eat this L.
So it's a hyper attack rush format.
Yeah, because we're currently seeing more versions. Yeah, we're seeing 7 Cs. We're seeing a lot of Asha, surprisingly, and from what the new V Clan collection showed us, we're going to go into 7-8 attack territory.
Ooh.
And we get Armor Break Dragon, which they buffed to Jesus.
I remember Armor Break Dragon being terrifying as it was.
No, now he says, if I have 4 damage attack, that PG.
Huh.
And now the Counter Blast 3 skill is, Cannonboss 3. Opponent loses their front row. He gets 10k crit 2 for every open slot.
Oh. That means he can get huge and just hit you with a massive damage wave and theoretically end the game as early as the turn he's played.
Yes. Armor Break Dragon is now you die on the turn he comes out.
Sheesh.
Oh dear.
You know,
Not good.
you Hail Mary them turn 2 and they basically die on the turn he comes.
That bad.
I have the deck ready. I'm going to buy a thing of Naoki and I will be playing that.
Well, that's cool.
Good
luck to
you. Heavy attack value. Ba ba ba.
Ildona is basically Claret's sword. It's just gonna sit there making Luard and Claret's sword busted. As much as I want to play, as much as I love Claret, I am not wanting to deal with the Luard go burr.
I get ya.
Because it's literally just going to be, because your only saving grace against Luard was they brick. That's not happening.
You know, I really wish I could get back into Vanguard sometimes, because I remember playing it, and it was a lot of fun. But after they rebooted their game twice, I just don't have an interest in picking it up again.
You could still try some of the V stuff.
I know.
The Link Joker stuff is pretty acceptable.
I know. I'm not a fan of games where you take everything that you have and say everything from this point back is no longer usable. You have to use this new stuff and basically reinvest in the game from the start. I can't stand that. It's one of the reasons I got out of Pokemon as quickly as I did.
I get ya. I totally get ya.
Speaking of card games, does anyone here know how to play Force of Will?
Nope.
No.
Never even heard of it.
Nope.
No, I've seen a few advertisements for it in local shops, but I never picked it up.
I forgot that I actually picked it up. Me and a couple of friends picked it up back when it first started, and I just recently while packing, found that I had a bunch of Force of Will cards, and I was like, "Oh, that's a thing."
Oh,
I don't even remember how to play.
You sound like me when I remembered I had Zatch Bell cards. That was a day. Well, anyone else got anything? Because you know what I'm going to talk about next.
Oh, there is still the other card game that one of us mentioned earlier, the Digimon.
Yes, the Digimon card game.
Yeah, because recently they brought out new main set, New Awakening, and with it, new way of playing, the Armor Purge deck.
You know, my favorite Digimon card is Charizard when Gohan got it the first time around.
Oh, boy.
Yes, that was my favorite episode of Hunter x Hunter as well. Brings me to tears.
Especially when he's...
an aneurysm right now. Again, with the aneurysms happening.
Don't worry, none of us do. Just understand Digimon.
I know.
Brings me to tears every time.
Yeah, one more thing. In other non-TCG related soon, I might have a Patreon soon.
Really?
Hey, nice.
Hell yeah! I still need to work on mine because I haven't been paying attention to it, unfortunately.
Understandable.
Depressing.
Well, I hope that works out for you soon. Oh, hello. Oh.
Yeah.
Okay. New art.
If you want any tips or anything, Reborn, I suggest going to Nanashi. That's who I go to.
Jeez, everyone just keeps coming to me for everything.
Yeah, exactly. Because you have the brain and I'm just dumb.
I don't have the brain, I have the experience. It doesn't mean I'm smart about what I'm doing.
Tomato.
No, potato cow.
Anyway, you were gonna say about your thing, Nanashi?
Well, unless anyone else has got anything they want to contribute, because it's going to be a good 10-minute tangent on my end.
I got nothing.
Let's hear the strategy.
I got...
All right, well, let's go ahead and go into YCS then. See, well, I've been trying to keep up with the Bushiroad Springfest, which is their annual tournament in the springtime for all the variants of Vanguard and YCS. And last
Don't forget to
time...
put some in the Penguin Soldier. Sorry.
It's fine. Last month, I noticed an unusual trend in some of the winning decks, which was that a lot of them were Mushoku Tensei, which is jobless reincarnation. And this time around, it's a little different. There were a few tournaments over on May 8th, one in Mauves, France. The winner was That Time I Got Reincarnated as a Slime, Bang Dream, and Mushoku Tensei team. And in Duluth, Georgia, it was Mushoku Tensei, Quintessential Quintuplets, and Slime. So now Slime and Mushoku Tensei are showing a lot more relevance. Then on May 29th, we had 3 tournaments. One in Budapest, Hungary, which was the winning team was Slime, Quint, and Fate. Like Fate Stay Night.
Actually interested into getting into the Fate series.
I tried getting into the Fate series, and I don't know. Something about it just pushes me away.
It's a lot confusing for beginners who never watched this.
I don't know. It's like
Because you have to watch it in a given order to understand it fully.
Mm-hmm.
I'm about to show my age, but every time I hear slime, I keep thinking about the blobber.
Yeah.
I thought you were going to say Ghost.
No, but that would have been close.
Yeah.
I always thinking of the blue blobber from Dragon Quest.
Oh, yeah.
Okay then.
But getting back on topic, Newark, New Jersey, which was also on May 29th, that was the first tournament that they had when the new HOLOLIVE stuff dropped. And the winning team was using Bang Dream, Mushoku Tensei, and HOLOLIVE. So it's already showing relevance.
Alright.
Yeah, it didn't say what generation they were using, and honestly, I didn't have the attention span to look.
Fascinating.
And in Puerto Rico, there was a tournament, but this is kind of sad. The turnout for that tournament was only 9 people.
Ooh. Dang.
That's not ideal.
So they ended up making it, instead of a 3v3 event like every other one, they made it into 1v1. And when that happened, we had an unusual surprise. The winner was actually Sword Art Online player.
I think from what I've seen so far, deck-wise, I think Sword Art Online does better in a solo environment.
It does. It really does.
Yep.
And there's still one more tournament in Houston, Texas, in the U.S., and there might be others elsewhere, but I'll keep an eye open for those. As far as the products, though, HOLOLIVE, of course, is fully out now. The Fate Grand Order pack is still coming out on June 17th. Danmachi's pack is dropping on July 15th.
I want HOLOLIVE.
Well, it's out and available now, so go right ahead.
Really? It already is?
Yeah, it dropped about 2 weeks ago. All 7 starter decks and the pack.
Wow.
Awesome.
Yeah, they gave one for every generation. Although there was a bit of controversy over one of the Gen 6 or Gen 5 or Gen 6 tubers. Apparently she got fired right around the time the pack set dropped because she upset one of her viewers so badly that she had to step out of the light or something. I'll have to pull that article up and look again.
Now we need one for Pharaoh.
And supposedly they are going to be making one with the English VTubers in HOLOLIVE eventually. So we might actually get a card based on Gargura to go with that Inugami Korone.
Fair enough.
I want a card based on Centrea.
Now, no, because my brain automatically was thinking if they make a White Schwartz deck just based on Yugi tubers.
Oh, dude. I would be... Dude, could you imagine what the Farfa deck would look like?
Imagine what Fred would look like.
Imagine what the Trip deck would look like.
Oh, God.
Oh, my gosh.
Trip deck will get a card with Pet Best deck.
You know, the funny thing is, Little Karibo already has his own VTuber model, and it's just a warped Karibo wearing a lot of, swag apparel. So he would be the pack. He would obviously be the first face on the pack.
Look at Eugene.
Oh, God. Oh, God.
Yugi
No. I would play the Yugi No deck in a heartbeat.
Oh my god, I
I-
want to.
you
I would actually
know,
start playing through
I-
that.
Yo, that'd be
Did
the
not-
best way to get into what was it? Waste words like that.
Oh, dude, that's the kind of thing that everyone needs. Just, and like I said last month, which I don't think most of you were here for, over in Japan, they announced some of the coolest shit imaginable for the game over there, which I don't know if we're getting here, but they announced a PIXAR series of cards, which means they get structure decks based on Monsters, Inc., Cars, and Toy Story.
Yo, I can get.
Fascinating.
Yo, no fair. I can't get my Cars deck then. Is it Disney or Pixar? I forget.
Uh,
Uh-huh.
just, and there's so much to appreciate in this game. But getting back to it, Quintessential
Really?
Quintuplets Season 2 is dropping on August 12th. Attack on Titan's final season is confirmed on August 26th, and they're giving a reprint to the first 2 packs as well. And they just announced a new set on an anime called Saekano, How to Raise a Boring Girlfriend. I never even heard of it.
I've heard that. I've heard of that anime before.
Well,
Ooh, wow, Ruffy. Interesting. That's really nice. It's actually pretty okay. Okay.
But I
Pre-order-
still don't know how to do it with my almost non-existent money. But I will find a way.
well,
Fair, I guess.
Well, if you do plan to become a VTuber, go for it, absolutely. And I wish you the best of luck.
Likewise.
I can give some
Likewise.
tips.
Likewise.
And then after that, Rascal Does Not Dream of a Dreaming Girl, which is the second season of Rascal Does Not Dream of Bunny Girl Senpai, is dropping on October 28th. Or, no, that one actually doesn't have a confirmed date. That was Saekano is dropping on October 28th. My bad.
The name of that made me think that was an ecchi.
I mean, I haven't seen it, but the very first instances I saw of it was a girl in a bunny costume that can't be seen by anyone except like one guy. So take that as you will.
That bit trippy for my tastes, but we'll leave those adjectives.
I'm
life now.
gonna say this. I watched the anime. It's not what you think. It's very odd.
Well,
Not what you think, actually. It's very odd.
I mean, odd is definitely what I was thinking of when I looked at it. And the last thing on my list for this game is that Seven Deadly Sins Season 2 still doesn't have a release date confirmed, but I am praying that we get cards based on Escanor.
Yes.
I hope we
Fair
get
enough.
also card based on Estarossa and the Other's commandments. Because they are so freaking cool.
If they do, I might
play,
actually
fair
put
play.
money into that deck. Escanor is the only character I really, truly like in that show.
Fair play.
And if we can make a deck based on him, I will play it. As best I can.
Of course. Of course you will, yeah.
Escanor's best fight yet was against Estarossa.
And that's pretty much everything I've got to talk about. Anyone got anything else to contribute?
No.
Um,
I got nothing.
Yes, but I don't know if we could talk about it here. It's of the news from Peace Chapter. I just wanted to say how freaking awesome Momonosuke looks.
How awesome what looks?
You know the child from Pankazat back?
Oh, yeah.
He's an adult now.
Oh.
And he looks freaking awesome.
Maybe
I can find a picture.
If you could,
Okay.
that'd make things a lot easier on us.
I have to give credit for those that play Kingdom Hearts on critical mode and can speedrun it.
Is it that difficult?
Oh.
Disney version of Dark Souls, in my
Hmm.
opinion.
Oh,
The fact that
boy.
you said Disney and Dark Souls in the same sentence.
It's painful, I know.
You know,
That was a new sentence made right there, actually. Disney and Dark
I had
Souls.
to sit there and ponder my life choice.
I know.
Also,
I'm wondering. I'm questioning myself
Hilarious.
some fam is trying to fusion flex on me.
Oh.
Oh,
Like they're just going off on I would have to appreciate their fusion technique, but I have a mixture of appreciation and being tight as high hell about it.
Yeah, it would be too. Oh, I have a question for everyone here.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
How many of you guys have an Oculus?
Nope.
Unfortunately, no.
What's that?
Sadly.
One of those VR headsets. Nah.
No, I don't.
Oh.
But
You
I
know-
have VR chat for desktop.
You know, if I did, I would probably be on VR chat, and I might even give my hand at being a VTuber as well, because I'd actually have the appropriate gear to do it. But
You can use
That is
VR chat
awesome.
without one.
I know
Yeah.
I can, but it looks better when you have one, because I talk with my hands.
I do not, so I don't have to deal with that.
Well,
But yeah,
if
that
you-
would
I
make a
don't
huge
have that.
difference for you.
Yeah,
My
That makes a
Screamer
difference, yeah.
teacher had that habit. He talked like a lot with.
well, you've seen how my my avatar looks in my videos. You see the hand movements I make all the time. That's not
Yes,
coincidental.
Of course,
That's because I talk with my hands.
yeah. Mm-hmm. I get you.
You know,
Yep.
I'm male, but I might still using my Hellhound OC. I have as my current profile picture for my VTuber avatar then.
That would be cool.
Yeah, that should work.
Absolutely.
I would remake my, because if I redo, I probably am going to redo my avatar that I made last time. If I ever do a deck reveal of my rockets.
I see.
Dude, I could just imagine you walking out and talking about your rocket deck, but your avatar is Borolo Dragon.
No, it would probably be a cowboy on top.
I know. I'm just imagining though, like you're just
Yeah,
sitting
me
there
too.
casually talking about all these little rockets and what you do to them when they get into your freaking barrel chamber and launching them at the audience just because you can.
I also posted
Oh,
the
that would be
pic
so
about
cool.
adult Momo when you want to see it.
Oh,
Once I start to learn how to animate stuff, that might be a
Mhm.
Yeah.
that would be
Yes.
really cool if
Yes.
you ever did.
I agree.
Then you could save a lot of money.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I do what I can when it comes to mine with those little animations I throw in here and there, but it's a lot
get-
of
yeah.
detailed work to make that happen, so I can only do
I
it
couldn't.
sparingly.
I can't even figure it out. But the point I was getting across earlier is, you know how with, if you want to get exercise, people usually play like games like Beat Saber on like the hardest difficulty because that brings up a sweat,
Yeah.
or just fitness games. I have been playing this game a little bit more. When it first came out, they didn't have much, but they've recently gotten new weapons, ways to block bullets. See where this is going?
Mm-hmm.
The game that I'm basically talking about is called Gun Raiders, and it's free, and it is crazy in a full lobby. If you be in the main hub, you have to deal with a bunch of 10-year-old little boys that just think they're just fucking amazing and just don't know how to understand shit. But when you actually go into a game, there's plenty of adults that actually play to play. There's only one slight flaw to it, in my opinion.
Which is?
Some bitches be toxic.
Ah. Well, that just comes with the territory of doing anything with a community.
Yeah,
That is
that's normal. That's kind of normal. So like, that's kind of expected.
You know,
Yeah.
there is something I should point out. On the subject of Beat Saber, there was a video I spotted, and I watch it like every single day because it just makes me laugh. There's a guy who actually managed to custom make a Beat Saber playthrough of Standing Here I Realize.
Oh wow.
Like,
Never heard of
Mate.
that.
Oh no.
it's that
The,
song from Metal Gear Rising
The Metal
Revengeance.
Gear.
I know
I know
Oh.
what you're talking about.
Yeah, we know. It's just, oh my god.
I'm the only one that's going like meow right over the head.
Mm.
I need to hear that song then. I need to hear that.
Oh, I'll tell you
Rules
what.
of
Give me
nature.
1 second. I will find it for you right now because this is just something you need to see. And when you hear this song, you will never get it out of your head.
You're gonna be like, You're
And
gonna want to
Mouch.
hear. It's not you're gonna want to hear. It's you need to. Damn it.
Yes.
You need it. You need to hear it.
Metal Gear Rising: Revengeance has an unusually amazing soundtrack. Like, you know, Metal Gear Solid games have always been amazing. They've always had great music, great characters, great voice acting. Just about everything about them is perfect. But something about Rising Revengeance's soundtrack is... I can't even put the words, just how spectacularly well done it is.
I have to.
And we
say
already
that
talk about songs.
There you go.
I have to say that I regret to state that I barely played any Metal Gear Solids, and the ones that I did get to play in moderation, I could say that I can respectfully agree.
I haven't played any of the Metal Gear games, but I have no doubt that if I took the time to play them, they would be great.
The overarching storyline among them is also spectacularly well crafted and maintained, but Rising Revengeance took a left turn into insanity.
I have no doubt.
But yeah, I think that's about all I've got to say, so unless anyone else has got anything to talk about, I think we could probably call it here.
Hold on, I need to respectfully disagree with someone in the chat. Splinter Cell greater than Metal Gear Solid? I don't think so.
Don't you dare blaspheme that game like that again.
Nano Machines.
Who's that? Who here said Splinter Cell better than Metal?
Dopefish, aka
Yeah.
Elliot.
Don't worry, I will immediately ground Dopefish for.
Hilarious.
Fair enough.
Well, it sounds to me like we've run out of stuff to talk about, so I guess we'll call the show here.
Yeah.
Righty.
This has been a fantastic show, and I thank every single one of you for showing up, even if some of you were a little bit late. No big deal to me, in my opinion.
Sorry!
We record this show on the first Friday of every single month. The next one is going to be on July 1st, but given that that's a holiday weekend, I'm debating on pushing it to the 8th. I'm going to put that up to a poll in the server.
If it does happen on the 1st, I will not be able to make it.
Well,
Fair play.
I'm moving.
Oh.
Oh.
Where are you moving?
Yeah. Still nearby where I currently live, but like a much bigger place.
Oh. Well, congratulations then.
Congrats.
Thank you.
Well, it'll probably be more than likely on the 8th because, you know, anything being done on the 1st, everyone's already going to be drunk before they even walk in the door.
This
I
is
mean-
logic.
Yo, drunk stream.
That would be funny.
Podcast.
That would be
I'd have
funny.
to be careful, but yes, it would be funny.
Well,
I don't drink, so.
neither do I.
I
gave that
don't
shit
really
up a
drink.
long
That's
time
why,
ago.
but like, hey, the idea is funny.
Don't drink, don't smoke, so what do?
You don't do
Well,
nothing.
for me, it won't be a day because I think in Germany we don't celebrate what you are celebrating.
Right. I guess you would have no reason to care about July 4th. But in any case, thank you all for coming. I appreciate you guys attending, and this has been a great show, and I will see you guys all in the next one.
All right.
Sauce.